like someone had complete control over your emotions. Like a single word, a careless action, or a snide remark could set you off like a match tossed into a barrel of gasoline. 1 second, you're cruising through your day, coffee steaming in your hand, music humming in your ears, your vibe absolutely on point, and then out of nowhere, it hits. Maybe it's that guy in the pickup truck who cuts you off honking like he's auditioning for a road rage reality show. Or it's your coworker dropping a shady little dig about your latest project in the middle of a packed meeting, smirking like they've just won the lottery. Or maybe it's a friend, someone you trust, who forgets to text back after you spilled your guts about something tearing you up inside. And just like that, your chest tightens, your palms get sweaty, your jaw locks, and this fire, this uncontrollable blaze, ignites deep in your gut. You're ready to snap, to yell, to let it all out. Sound familiar? I bet it does. We've all been there, those moments where it feels like someone else is holding the reins to your peace, jerking you around like a wild horse in a storm. But here's the kicker. Why can some people brush it off while others explode? Why does your brother crack up when the barista messes up his order while you're mentally drafting a 3-page Yelp review? Why does your cousin shrug off a family argument like it's nothing while you're stewing for days, replaying every word like a broken record? Here's the truth, and it's gonna hit you square between the eyes. Anger isn't something they hand you wrapped up in a bowl. It's not a gift they deliver to your doorstep. It's not even their fault. Not really. Anger is something you let loose inside yourself. It's a beast you unleash, a dragon you let breathe fire because you left the gate ajar. And if you stick with me till the end of this video, every twist, every turn, I'm gonna walk you through the exact mindset shift that will turn you into a fortress of calm. Unshakable, untouchable, unbreakable. Picture this. You're gliding through life like a pro cool as ice on a winter morning, calm as a lake at dawn, no matter what anyone says, does, or hurls your way. That rude cashier doesn't faze you. That keyboard warrior on Instagram can't touch you. That family member who knows exactly how to push your buttons, just background noise now. No one can rattle your cage, steal your peace, or yank your strings. You're not just surviving the chaos, you're thriving above it, untangled from the mess, free in a way most people only dream of. That's the power waiting for you, locked and loaded, if you soak in every single word I'm about to drop. This isn't just talk, it's a roadmap. Let's hit the gas and dive in. Most people think anger's just a reflex, like it's baked into our DNA or something. Someone's a jerk, you snap. They step on your toes, you shove back. They throw shade, you throw it harder. It's how we're wired, right? How we're raised. Action, reaction, boom, done. You see it everywhere. Road rage, fist fights on dashcam videos, screaming matches in reality TV, your uncle losing it over politics at Thanksgiving. We treat anger like a law of physics. Push me and I'll push you back twice as hard. But let me blow that wide open for you. That's a myth. A big, fat, juicy lie we've all swallowed hook, line, and sinker. Anger isn't some automatic switch flipped by the outside world. It's not a button they press to make you dance like a marionette in a puppet show. It's a mirror, a raw, unfiltered, sometimes ugly reflection of what's already simmering inside you, just waiting for the right spark to blow the lid off. Let's break it down with something real, something you've probably lived through. Imagine you're at a coffee shop Friday morning, standing in line, dreaming about that caramel macchiato all week. You're 2 seconds from ordering, and some guy in a suit barges in, bumps your shoulder, spills your drink all over your fresh white sneakers, and doesn't even glance back. No sorry, no nothing. You're pissed. Your fists clench, your teeth grind, and you're half a heartbeat from yelling, "Hey, watch it, man!" You're ready to go off. Maybe even follow him to his table and demand an apology. Now rewind. Same spill, same bump, same guy. But this time, he turns around and starts yelling at you in a language you don't understand. Total gibberish. Maybe it's Swedish. Maybe it's Klingon. Who knows? Do you still lose it? Probably not. You might blink, roll your eyes, maybe even laugh at how ridiculous he looks flailing his arms. That fire in your gut, it's not there. Why? Because his words, his attitude, his whole deal, they don't mean jack to you. They're just noise, static, a radio station you can't tune into. But the second you understand he's cussing you out, calling you a clumsy idiot, bam, blood boiling, heart thumping, ready to square up. The spill didn't change. The bump didn't get worse. The guy's still the same schmuck. What shifted your perception. That's the proof cold, hard, cold, and undeniable. Anger doesn't come from them. It's triggered by how your mind chews it up, spins it around, and spits it out. Now let's take it a step further, because this is where it gets wild. We act like emotions are a vending machine. Someone drops in a coin of disrespect, and out pops our rage right on cue. They made me mad. We yell, pointing fingers like we're in a courtroom drama, pinning the blame on everyone but ourselves. That driver cut me off. I had to honk. My boss chewed me out. I had to stew. My sister ignored me. I had to vent. Sound familiar? It's the default setting for most of us. Blame the world, wash our hands, call it a day. But here's the twist. That mindset's a trap. It's handing over your power on a silver platter with a little thank you note attached. If anger's just a reaction, if it's really that simple, then anyone can play you like a fiddle whenever they feel like it. Your moody neighbor, your passive-aggressive cousin, that loudmouth on the bus. They got the keys to your peace and they're jingling them in your face. One snarky comment, one eye roll, one forgotten please, and you're off the rails spinning out like a car on black ice. That's not how it's supposed to be. You're not a robot coded to blow a gasket every time someone sneezes wrong. You've got a choice. You've got the wheel, the reins, the remote, whatever you want to call it. The real question isn't why are they such jerks? It's why am I letting them run my show? Spoiler alert, it's you. It's always been you. And that's where we turn this thing. And this isn't some fluffy self-help spiel to make you feel warm and fuzzy. It's about who's calling the shots in your life, who's got their hands on the steering wheel of your soul. Because of every little thing, a rude driver, a snide remark, an ignored text sends you into a tailspin. You're not running the show. You're not even in the driver's seat. You're strapped in the back, a puppet dangling on strings, waiting for the next jerk to yank you around. Picture it. You're at the grocery store after a long day, arms full of bags, just trying to get home and crash. Some dude in flip-flops cuts in front of you at checkout, doesn't even look up from his phone. Boom, your mood's trashed. You're muttering curses, glaring holes into the back of his head, and the rest of your night's a grumpy haze, all because Flip-Flop Fred couldn't wait his turn. Or maybe you're doom-scrolling X late at night. Should have been asleep an hour ago, and some troll with a default avatar and 12 followers drops a brain-dead take on your favorite movie. Next thing you know, you're hunched over your phone, hammering out a 280-character takedown like you're in a UFC title fight. That's not living, my friend. That's letting strangers and nobody's rent space in your head for free. No lease, no deposit, just them setting up camp while you foot the bill. It's deeper than just a bad mood or a ruined hour. It's your power slipping through your fingers like sand. Every time you blow up, every time you let that fire flare, you're handing someone a victory they didn't even break a sweat for. They didn't lift a finger, they just smirked, sighed, or walked away, and you did all the heavy lifting. You're the one burning energy, losing sleep, stressing over people who probably forgot your name 5 minutes after they opened their mouth. Think about that. You're giving them a win, a trophy, a gold star, while you're left picking up the pieces of your own wreckage. That's not a flex, that's a forfeit. Now let me paint another scene. You're at a family barbecue. Everyone's laughing, passing the potato salad. And your uncle, yep, that uncle starts in on you. He's still working that dead-end job, huh? When you gonna get serious? Normally you'd buy back. Mind your business, old man. Then spend the next hour stewing, replaying it, plotting how to one-up him next time. And just like that, your whole day's shot. The good food, the good weather, gone! Because Uncle Rick's got a big mouth. Do you really want to be that person? The one whose entire vibe crashes and burns over some stranger's bad manners or a relative's cheap shot? The one whose peace gets hijacked by a coworker's side eye or a cashier's bad attitude? No way, you're not that. You're not a doormat waiting to be stomped on or a punching bag waiting for the next hit. You're a force. The first step to locking this down, to taking back the reins, is swallowing one hard truth. Anger's never about them. It's about you. It's not their words lighting the fuse. It's your mind striking the match, your hands pouring the fuel, your choice to let the blaze roar. When you get that, really get it, you stop chasing quick fixes like yelling louder or proving a point to some nobody who doesn't even care. You stop running around trying to duct tape the world into behaving. Instead, you turn the spotlight inward. You start digging into what's really ticking you off, what's really pulling those levers in your head. That's where the game shifts. That's where you stop being a punching bag swinging in the wind and start being a brick wall, solid, steady, untouchable. That's the pivot we're building toward. And it's all downhill from here. So why do some people get under your skin like they've got a master key to your temple? Why does your mom's nagging about your messy room feel like a jackhammer to your skull, while your best friend can roast you in the group chat and you're laughing it off? Why does your boss's needs improvement email send you into a spiral where your coworker just nods and keeps sipping her coffee? It's not random, it's not luck, it's not some cosmic dice roll, it's you. If someone's words or actions light a wildfire in your chest, it's because they've tapped into something raw. A nerve you didn't know was exposed, a bruise you haven't let heal, a crack in your armor you've been pretending isn't there. Anger doesn't just show up out of nowhere, it's invited in, welcomed by whatever is already simmering in your headspace, waiting for a nudge to boil over. Let's break it down. Say you're at the gym, mid-workout, sweat dripping, pushing through a tough set of deadlifts. You're in the zone. Some dude struts by tank top, backward cap, the works, glances at your bar, smirks and goes, a lifting light today, huh? Don't hurt yourself. Now, if you're solid in yourself, if you know you're crushing it, hitting personal records, owning your progress, you brush it off like lint on your sleeve. Whatever, bro. Maybe you even grin, then get back to work. No sweat, no stress. His jab's a paper airplane bouncing off a tank. But if deep down you're already questioning yourself, am I strong enough? Do I look weak? Are people judging me? That smirk lands like a sucker punch. Your jaw clenches. Your heart races. You're replaying it in your head at you and proving wrong. Maybe you even slap on extra plates, risking your form, wrecking your back just to show him. Same comment, same dude, two totally different reactions. Why? Because the trigger isn't him, it's you. His words didn't create the anger, they just poked a hole you've been ignoring, a soft spot you haven't shored up. I've lived this 100 times. A couple months back, I was on a Zoom call, big project, tight deadline. My boss cuts me off mid-sentence and goes, "This report's half-baked, do better." Right in front of everyone. Mic on, faces staring. I was fuming. Couldn't focus the rest of the day. Spent the night pacing my apartment, replaying it, plotting how I'd call him out next time. Anger chewed me up and spit me out. Meanwhile, my coworker Jen, same call, same critique. She just shrugged, said, "I got it," fixed her report and clocked out whistling. Not a ripple. What's the difference? Jen's solid. She knows her work. She doesn't need the gold star. Me? I'm still wrestling with that nagging need to be flawless. That fear that one slip up means I'm a fraud. That's the trick. People don't create your anger. They shine a spotlight on it. They don't build the bomb. They just press the button you left unguarded. Take it a step further. Ever notice how the same person can say two different things? And one stings while the other slides? Your buddy calls you lazy as a joke. You laugh it off. But your dad says it over dinner. And suddenly you're slamming forks, storming off. Same word, different way. Why? Why? Because your dad's voice echoes deeper. It's tied to years of wanting his approval, proving you're enough. Your buddy, just noise, no stakes. That's how anger works. The louder it hits, the deeper the wound it's tapped, the stronger your foundation, your self-belief, your peace, your I've got this vibe, the less anyone can shake you. It's like trying to knock over a skyscraper with a feather versus tipping a house of cards with a breeze. The weaker your roots, the louder their wind howls. The sturdier you stand, the quieter it gets. Here's where we draw the line in the sand. Weak people react. They're the ones yelling in traffic, slamming doors, firing off all caps emails. They'll regret the second the inbox pings. They turn a spilled coffee into a full-blown tragedy, cursing the barista, the universe, their own bad luck. Strong people, they respond, they stay cool when the heat's on, think when the world's screaming, hold their grip when everyone else is slipping. Look at history's heavyweight. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't throw punches at racists hurling bricks. He marched, he spoke, he turned a nation on its head. Abraham Lincoln led a country tearing itself apart. Half his cabinet wanted him gone, but he kept his head while others lost theirs, steering through chaos with a steady hand. Even in sports, Michael Jordan didn't whine about every foul or cheap shot. He let the scoreboard talk, dropping 40 while the other guy flailed. The strongest people don't waste their energy on every little spot. They save it for the battles that actually count. The illusion of anger angers a scam artist, a con, in a cheap suit. In the heat of the moment, it feels like a power move. I'm not taking this crap. You shout, this is clean. Feels good for 10 seconds, like you're untouchable. You're drained, shaky hands, dry mouth, replaying it all night. Should have said this, should have done that. Meanwhile, the other person, they're off living their life, probably binging Netflix without a second thought. That's not winning, that's leaking power, real strength. It's the guy I saw at a coffee shop last week. Barista snapped at him over a mix-up, pure attitude, like he just insulted her entire family. He didn't need a smile. No worries, can you fix it? No flinch, no escalation. Walked out sipping his latte while she stood behind the counter, still muttering to herself. That's the flex, keeping your cool when they're begging you to break, holding your ground when they're swinging for a reaction. Power of silence, I've played both sides of this, old me. Got into it with a neighbor over a parking spot, yelling in the street, wild gestures, total chaos. Spent the whole night stewing, barely slept, woke up so mad. Knew me. Same dude pulled the same stunt last month, took my spot right as I pulled up. I nodded. Oh, cool, we'll sort it. Parked somewhere else. Moved on. Slipped like a rock, dreams and all. Well, he probably sat there waiting for round 2 that never came. Silence doesn't just save your peace. It kills the game. People like that want a reaction, shouts anger, anything to fuel their chaos. Don't give it to them. Starve it out. Weaknesses let some loudmouth hijack your mood, your focus, your day. Strength, keeping your cool when they're betting everything you'll crack. That's not just power, that's domination, quiet and clean. Becoming unbreakable isn't a switch you flip, it's a muscle you train, a wall you stack brick by brick, a fortress you build from the ground. Every time you pause instead of popping off, every time you bite your tongue instead of letting it fly, you're adding another layer to your arm. Every time you shrug off a jab instead of swinging back, let a petty slight slide instead of clutching it like a grudge, you're stacking wins, proving you're bigger than the noise. The world's a circus, a screaming, honking, buzzing mess of cars cutting you off, keyboards clanking out hot takes, people barking nonsense from every corner. But you don't have to buy a ticket. Real peace isn't hiding in some perfect day where everyone plays nice and the coffee's always hot. It's already in you, buried under the clutter, waiting for you to claim it. Own your calm, ride this out with me, and let this lock into your brain. No hater spitting venom, no drama queen stirring pots, no bad driver flipping you the bird can touch your peace unless you hand them the key. It's not magic, it's not some superpower you're born with, it's practice, gritty daily, roll up your sleeves practice. Next time something sets you off, your kid spills juice on the new couch, your boss nitpicks your email like it's a crime scene. Some clown cuts you in line, pause, don't leave, linger, breathe deep, ask yourself, is it worth my energy? Is this clown worth my calm? 9 times out of 10, they're not. Shrug it off. Let it roll off your back like rain on a windshield. Smile if you can, smirk if you're petty, and keep your day humming, your vibe intact. You're not a puppet on strings anymore, not a wind-up toy spinning out at every nudge. You're the one steering the ship, captain, crew, and compass all in one. The power of walking away, let me leave you with a story. Last weekend, I'm at the park, sun's out, dogs running, perfect Saturday. Some guy jogs by, knocks my water bottle out of my hand, full-on splash zone, soaks my shoes. Doesn't stop, doesn't turn, just keeps going like I'm invisible. Old me, chasing him down, yo, what's your deal? Ruining my own afternoon over a $2 bottle. New me? Picked it up, wiped my hands, laughed, but guess I needed a cool down. Kept walking, kept smiling, kept my day. That's the shift, that's the power. We're all real and sitting right there for you to grab. Start today. Right now, this minute, this breath. Next time the world tries to yank your chain, look it dead in the eye and say, not today. You're not just surviving this, you're owning it. Let's build it step by step, brick by brick, until you're a wall no one can climb.